Today we're going to be taking a look at a new product from Autokcan and their lineup of automotive detailing supplies with their new scratch remover. It is designed to fix light scratches, swirls, water spots, and other minor blemishes. It's meant to cut fast and finish down to a nice, clear finish. I'll be demonstrating the usage of this product on my 2012 Tesla Model S, showing how to use it both by hand and with a dual action polisher. Before beginning, we want to remove surface contaminants. I'm using a spray detailer and clay bar to prepare the surface prior to using the scratch remover. When using a clay bar, make sure you have a sufficiently wet surface for the bar to easily glide across the surface to minimize marring and further damage from the clay bar itself. Now that we've removed the grime from the surface, let's take a look at what we're going to be working with. We can see that this poor car has seen some better days, and the surface is heavily swirled, has tons of water spots, and even has some pine sap marring. We've split our panel into 3 sections. The section on the left is our control, the middle will be hand application, and the far right will be with a dual action polisher. To start, we will need to shake up the scratch remover a bit, pouring some onto our foam applicator pad. We don't need to use a lot for this, just a couple of small dots, and then fold your pad over to cover the rest of the pad. Once that's done, go ahead and apply the scratch remover in a circular motion with even and moderate pressure. You'll want to keep working the compound until it is pretty much completely gone. Once it's at that stage, grab the provided microfiber towel, fold it into fourths, and remove any excess compound. I always wipe the excess away with one side, then flip the cloth over and buff out the rest of the panel. Depending on how hard your paint is or how bad your scratches are, you may need to do a second application. We can see that the panel has had some minor scratches removed, but it does need further work. This scratch removing compound is designed more so for light and fine scratches, but this is more of an extreme test to see just how well it can actually perform. On to the final part of our application. We'll be using the scratch remover with our Ryobi dual action polisher on an orange Hexlogic cutting pad. This pad is designed for medium scratch removal, so it pairs well with our scratch removing compound that we're using. Always make sure your pad is lightly damp. I opt to spray my pads with my spray detailer. I use my clay bar as it works well for added lubricity. Once that's done, go ahead and apply a few small dollops of compound to the pad and spread it around. I ended up applying far too much compound and had to work a bit longer with it to get it all worked in. Just be wary of doing this, as it can splatter and cause a mess if you put too much on like I did. Before turning on your polisher, make sure to touch the pad to the surface a few times to spread the polish as well as minimize the chances of splatter. I always start on my lowest speed setting initially for the same reason and slowly work up to max speed once I feel confident that I won't make a mess. Once you're at full speed with your polisher, begin working small sections at a time. Ideally around 2 feet by 2 feet square, working in a crosshatch pattern. When working with an odd shape like I am, just do your best. You'll want to maintain an even speed and pressure, working the scratch remover slowly into the paint until it breaks down. As the compound begins to break down, lighten up on the pressure you're applying with the polisher and let the pad and scratch remover do the work for you. Once it's fully worked in, grab your microfiber cloth and begin removing any excess residue. If you have some compound that is being stubborn and doesn't want to come off like mine, go ahead and spray a tiny bit of your spray detailer onto your cloth and it'll lift the compound right off. Now it's time to remove our tape lines and look at the results across all three panels. One of the downsides to tape lines is that there is always residue that gets under the tape, so go ahead and remove any of that residue gently with your microfiber cloth and buff the area out. As we look at the panel without light, all looks pretty well overall. Let's take out our light and see if we can notice a difference. From the control to the polish side, we notice a small decrease in the surface level scratches and swirls, which is what this product is designed for. As we pan over to the machine polish side, we notice that a large majority of the scratches and swirls are gone, which is wonderful, but there is one caveat. It's left a bit of a haze over the paint. This is common when using a stronger cutting compound, and this could be remedied if we went over the surface with a finer pad on our buffer, such as a white and then a black polishing pad. So, does Autokcan scratch remover work? I'd certainly say it does what it says it does. In these tests, I definitely tried it on scratches that are a bit beyond what it's designed for. We may revisit this test with something like scratches underneath a door handle, as I believe it would be great for that. In the meantime, that's all we have for this video. If you like the content I'm putting out, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all new content that comes out. Thanks so much for watching, take care.